Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cube's Corner. Please welcome your host, Cube Sales.
Kane is in the building.
How y'all doing tonight? Come here, how y'all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? All right. Thank you guys. All right, cut it easy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into Cube's Corner, the place where you get all the scoop, drama, and news around the league. This is the longest running MSN television show, and we are proud to bring you another episode of Cube's Corner, ladies and gentlemen. My next guest is someone who has not been on the show in a while. Someone who is notorious around the league, whose accolades speak for himself. 7-time championship winning coach. Part of the legendary four-peat. And someone who was a former commentator, owner, and now item coordinator. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my very dear friend and special guest, Item Lass. Nice to see you.
Nice to be back.
Yeah. Can I get you a beverage?
Sure, certainly. Well, thank you. Already poured.
Yes, sir. So, Item Lass, you're a man who's been around the league for 31 seasons, except for when you took that little hiatus that you did a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? How have you been?
The day by day, just glad to still be here in the league, still be a part of it, still have a position within the organization. The items coordinator is a great thing. It's something I never really dove into the whole time I was here, so it's been great to get to learn it and kind of learn a new craft while staying here in my home, basically.
Yeah. Vincent Van Box has been the commissioner of the Toady V Titans Club for 2 seasons now. How has that been going? How has it been working under Vincent Van Box?
For a man that worked alongside him for many years, I'll say, as coach and commentator, that man knows how to run an organization, and that man is just the smartest man on this island. He is. He knows everything that's going to happen. I mean, I know that you've heard a lot about it over the past 2 weeks or so, but I'm telling you, Vincent Van Box was the first and only person I heard from before the draft that said Mario and Yoshi were going 1 and 2. He thought it might happen.
It wasn't on my radar.
It wasn't on mine. I don't think it was on anybody's except for Ken Seniors and Boxes. So I don't know if they had a secret meeting or what, but he knew. He just knew.
Well, that's the next thing I was going to get to is the draft. Obviously, you're not as hands-on with the draft as much as you were as a coach or an owner, but tell me a little bit about that. Were you in the draft room? How was that, if you were? What are some things that you heard?
Absolutely, I'm in the draft room. My process on draft night is to go through the chemistry strength and see where we have them and where we need to build them and see what we can get that'll give me the most efficient items. That's basically my whole goal. They're worried about building a team and offense and defense. I'm worried about building a team that has a good amount of items where you need it. And so that's my main focus. They present me with the person they're going to draft, and it's my job to take a look at the chemistry list and say, okay, can we take this person? Can we not? Can we afford to lose his chemistry? Can we grab one more?
Absolutely. And that sounds like a very crucial job, and a guy who knows these players and the chemistry strains inside and out. What better to have in that position than yourself? Mm-hmm. Can you give us a little backstage info here on draft night? How was that? What were they saying about the different organizations back there? What was going on?
Well, there was shock in the room when Mario and Yoshi were drafted by all but one man. And it was like a scene from a movie. Everybody else in the room, hands to the head, gasping, but Vincent Van Box sat. And he just looked up at Ted, and he said, "Told you." And then everybody got to work. Because we knew at 3 we knew there was a good chance Wario Waluigi was gone. Because we knew that shifted the CRBC plan, and we knew, or we figured out where they may shift to if their plan had shifted. And so from the very beginning of the week, as I've said, Vincent Van Box had a mock draft that said Mario, Yoshi, and then 3 was always Waluigi or Wario. And then the plan was always, the plan was not always try to grab the other bro. That's where the change came in, and this is where you got to give the props to Coach Ted. And that kid is bright. That kid is bright. He's got a future ahead of him, and he's struggling now, but I struggled for so many seasons. I'd go seasons without a championship and then get one, and it felt like the peak of my career. So he's struggling, and he's going to get better, but I can tell you what, that kid knows what he's talking about, because we were sitting there at 5 and 6, and Box was saying, okay, we're not getting Wario Waluigi, so let's off it completely. We're going to grab Hammer Bro, and we're going to grab Bowser, and then we're going to grab the other bro. And that was an agreed upon plan. Hammer Bro and Bowser were about to be 5 and 6. And Ted was about to walk out, and he said no. He said, you're making a mistake. Wario can still be helpful for us. And he came up with this plan. He said, we get Wario here. If we get Wario here, that we give up Bowser to the Coach True Baseball Club, basically, and that gives us a chance to grab Fire Bro, because they're only going to be able to get Bowser. So he said, we can grab Wario, Hammer Bro, Fire Bro right here. We can have those 3. And Box thought about it for a second, and I thought he was going to yell at him. I thought he was going to be like, no, do what I said. But then Box said, you're right. Box said, go do it, kid. And he did it. And so now we're the Wario Muscles, and we were almost not. We were 5 seconds away from being a completely different team.
Wow.
And now here's the Wario Muscles.
What else is there to do? What's your future look like? Are you here to stick it out as an item coordinator, or could you see yourself doing anything else?
I've always seen myself an emperor.
What?
That'd be the only thing I could think about.
An emperor?
If I was to move on from the league. Probably an emperor.
Where?
The Ottoman Empire. England, I don't know how they're doing.
I don't think the Ottoman Empire is a thing anymore.
No better time like the present.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Cube's Corner. I've been Cube Samuels. This was my guest, Item Last. Thank you for coming out tonight. I hope you've had a great time. Get home safe, Al. I've been Cube. Thank you for tuning in to Cube's Corner. Until next time, we're going to have another special guest. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and tune in to round 2 of preseason.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here representing the Ken Senior Baseball Club. Of course, I am Ken Senior, and I'm here to announce our contracts and what we signed everybody to. So, of course, Boomerang Bro was traded, so he's on a 3-year contract with 2 left. Mario, Yoshi, and Luigi have all been signed to 3-year deals. Bowser Jr. has been signed to a 2-year deal. Paragoomba, Blue Pianta, Yellow Yoshi, Red Magic Koopa, Toad, and Baby Daisy have all been signed to 1-year contracts. And that'll round it. And that makes our total contract cost just shy of the $250,000 at $249,000. So that'll be the end of this conference. That's all we have to say. Thank you very much. So, I think that so far we're in a tale of just no-brainers, and that goes for the draft, the draft picks and the signings. I felt like they were easy choices, as surprised as people might have been at our draft picks. But looking back at a 4-0 preseason start, it looks like it's paying off so far. And signing, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi all to max deals. Bowser Jr. is riding out on a 2-year deal to ride it out with Boomerang Bro, who's on a 3-year deal with 2 years left. We're hoping that, we're building a dynasty here with Mario, Yoshi, and Luigi. And we can't always say we're going to be the eggs. That's why he's not signed to a captain deal. But, we're hoping these three are the answer for a while.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here on behalf of the CRBC. I am Coach Rue. Daisy is coming back. She has 1 year left on her contract. Berto has 2 years left on her contract. Peach has 1 year left on her contract. They were all three of them are on max deals and eligible for Luigi rights. Waluigi has been signed to a max deal. Bowser has been signed to a max deal. Magikoopa, Dry Bones, and Pink Yoshi, all a 1 year deal. Blue Yoshi has been dropped. Toadsworth, now this one was difficult. Critter was a 1 year contract, $18K. Toadsworth was difficult to negotiate with, of course, Hall of Famer. He was able to come out of retirement for a 1 year deal. And we also gave him a $30,000 signing bonus to compensate, and we have paid him that. That puts us at $250K, right on the cap space, and that is why we had to drop Blue Yoshi. So, thank you. As far as the draft goes, a lot of people have said whatever they're going to say. Media has said media things. First, I want to address Cube Samuels. Called me out the night of the draft, calling me unprepared, washed up. What a train wreck of a night.
Oh my goodness.
For the Coach Rue baseball.
Oh my goodness. How is the mood in the offices right now? Because you couldn't have seen it coming.
No, they didn't. And I'm going to say it right now. It was from a lack of preparation. What you have is a has-been owner creating your draft plans. And I'm sorry, he's great. He's the best of all time. But you cannot continue to go with the same motive of draft that you did for 20 seasons when the league is different. And these guys are lapping circles around you year after year in the draft. It's upsetting to see. Cube, you're about 3 years past your prime. And if you keep it up, we might be having to look for something new. So, at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. You do not have the authority to question my abilities. And if you do, well, don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's all I got to say about that. As far as the draft goes itself, we were caught off guard. We were caught off guard. Who wouldn't have been Vincent Van Box? But who? I mean, other than that, who wouldn't have been?
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? I want to apologize for the glasses. I just came from an eye appointment, so boy's a little dilated right now. But you got to get out here and get these contract announcements. Very excited about what we did this year. We had to make some little adjustments, some kind of last minute adjustments, but that's been the name of the game this season so far, I think. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you what our current contracts. Actually, I'll make my announcements first. We have bought Wiggler, DK, and Baby DK out of their contracts, and we have released Blooper. So those are the big departures to note. In terms of the current state of our contracts, we currently have PD on his final year of Luigi rights, King Boo on his final year of a max deal, Boo on his final year of a max deal, Wario has been signed to a 3 year, Hammer Bro, Fire Bro, 3 year. You saw it coming. Diddy has been signed to a 1 year, Green Magikoopa has been signed to a 1 year, King K. Rool has been signed to a 1 year, and Dixie Kong is still on the last year of her contract, and we decided to keep her on. So those contracts all together right now are totaling $211,000, but we're not quite done. Not quite done before the season starts up. So that's all from us for now. Thank you for tuning in. And I think the draft went really well for us because of what Ken Sr. did. You know, kind of going against the CRBC directly like that kind of put Rue's sights on them. And his response, you know, we got grazed with the Waluigi pick. It wasn't that bad. But his response was more geared to fixing his team, but also how can I get the KSBC back? And we were under the radar, and doing that, we were able to make some really good picks. I mean, Wario, Hammer Bro, and Fire Bro all in later half of lottery and second round. And that's not to say there wasn't a bunch of big names up there, because big names went before them, a bunch of big names. But to be able to get those players that low, we didn't have great luck in the draft lottery.
Good afternoon, everyone. Would you like to do the official announcement, or would you like me to?
I can do it.
Please.
So the CRBC and the Toby Titans organization have came to a trade agreement. We will be sending a third-round pick and Waluigi to the Wario Muscles in exchange for Petey Piranha and a unprotected first-round pick. Big blockbuster trade. I'm glad we were able to get this done. I think it helps out both parties tremendously.
I think so.
And I'm very excited that the trade went through and happy to work with Vince. So
All right.
it's been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Some things work better than others, and that's the beauty of preseason. 4-0 doesn't really matter that much, because everybody else is also testing out lineups. When we go into the game one championship rematch versus the Monsters, that's when we see our first true test. They came off of they just came off of a big trade. They acquired Petey Piranha, which is we're going to deal with him either way, whether he's with Coach Ted or Coach Craig. But, giving Coach Craig another weapon like Petey Piranha when he's already hurt us so many times in the championship, it's not fun. It's definitely not fun. And I know that I know they're excited about that, to get that extra piece. And they're obviously building for right now, and that's scary. That's very scary. So, yeah. Not too much more to say. You gotta leave the past in the past, and you gotta focus on one season at a time. You can look a little bit into the future, like who's gonna be here in 3 years, but hey, you never know, trades and whatnot. Things change all the time. I'm focused on winning now, like right now, and we're off to a good start. Can't wait for the regular season to start, and let's go out there and play our best ball.
We had to adjust the only way we knew how, and that was Waluigi, and in turn we got Petey Piranha. So I think that worked out well for us. As far as preseason goes, we tried out a bunch of different things. I talked to Craig, and he wanted to try a couple different lineups out. The trade talks actually for the Waluigi and Petey trade was actually going on before the second round of preseason. So we had that in the works, but didn't make it official until after preseason. So we tested a bunch of things out. It went however it went, and we're looking to go strong into the regular season and pick up 2 wins. So that's that.
We wanted Waluigi. The first plan, we wanted Wario, we wanted Waluigi. And that's where we ended up. Took a little extra to get there, and we had to give up Petey, and it was a hard thing to do. It was. It's probably one of the hardest things I've had to do as an owner, but business decisions. You got to make business decisions, especially when we're a team that we've made it, but we're always kind of on the edge looking in. We got to make some business decisions, and this was one of them. Petey was on the final year of his deal. Whether we liked it or not, at the end of this season, he was gone. He was gone. And so we made a move, and we have Waluigi for 3 seasons now, if we want him that long. Along with Wario, Hammer Bro, Fire Bro. We're building a core here, and I'm excited about it. I really am. We've had the first pick the last few seasons, and that's panned out different ways. We made the championship one year, we went out last year, and we were second seed. So there's so many things that can happen from this. And preseason taught us a lot. We grabbed 1 win in it, but you don't have to grab 4 wins in preseason to be good. You don't have to. And we learned a lot about our team. And this Waluigi acquisition, the bullpen's going to be a little scary. First game against the Eggs. Go Muscles. That's all I got to say.